Welcome to the Chef's Kitchen. I'm your host, Maria Valletta, and we are here at the beautiful PBS 39 studios at Steel Stacks in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, cooking with Sands Casino and Resort Chef Stacy of Emeril's Chop House. Welcome to the show, Stacy.
Thank you.
What are we cooking today?
Today we're going to make two different sausages. One of them is a Boudin Noir, which is a blood sausage.
Love that.
The other one is Andouille sausage, which is it's very common to New Orleans. It's a very New Orleans style sausage. It's a little bit spicy. But they're both made out of pork, and we're gonna have some fun today with that.
Sounds good. I like spice too.
Cool.
All right, where do we get started?
So first what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna prep up the two of them together. There's a couple items that we need to do ahead of time so we can put it in the refrigerator so that it cools down before we actually mix it with the raw pork.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna start with the Fresno peppers and the Spanish onions and the garlic, which we can take over here if you wanna take those.
Okay.
We're actually going to saute them. I have a burner here going. We'll start off with a little bit of olive oil to get the pan nice and hot. You can go in with the garlic for that one first.
The garlic first?
Yep.
Okay.
We'll go with that. We'll get that.
That's a lot of garlic.
It's actually, the garlic is one of the best flavors in it. It does have a lot of pepper, so it is a little bit spicy. These Fresno peppers they're close to jalapenos, but I'm going to say they're spicier.
Spicier than jalapenos.
Yeah, I definitely left, if you can take that.
If you can't find Fresnos, what else can you use?
You can use jalapenos. If you want something a little spicier, you can actually use a habanero. I wouldn't put that many, but you can definitely put habaneros. So we'll get that sweated down a little bit. You can go ahead and throw the onions in there.
Nice.
So basically what we're going to do is we're going to pre-sweat these. We're just going to get them nice and sweat. We're going to cook them through so they're translucent. In this small pot here, what we're going to do is we're going to cook some steel oats. Now, steel oats are kind of like oatmeal, but it's actually it's not like your instant oatmeal.
It's a little coarser, right?
Yeah, it's coarser, so it'll take a lot longer to cook. A lot more liquid as well. So the same thing, we're going to go in our pot with some oil.
So tell me about the Chop House. You just started this program, which is why you're doing the charcuterie program, in-house cured meats, which is why you're showcasing the sausage today. Yep,
exactly. What we did is we actually, we just changed our menu back in, I want to say like January or so, because sausage, kibasi, all of that is kind of like a winter thing, something very hearty to eat during the winter time. We added on a whole new section onto our menu where it's basically house-made kibasi, house-made andouille, boudin. We also do our own house-made bacon, which is something that you don't find in normal restaurants. We actually cure it ourselves. It's a 5-day process. We dry rub it, we cure it, put it in the smoker 5 days later, and
smoked.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with bacon. Bacon's definitely one of those things you can never go wrong with.
Bacon makes everything better.
Yes, it does. So in this one, we're gonna sweat the onions, kind of like we're doing with this one. We're going to go in with the oats. Yep. We're basically making a savory oatmeal.
Stir that for you if you'd like.
There you go.
All right.
We're going to put some garlic. We're actually not going to use this whole thing of garlic. We'll only use half of that.
Half of that.
Yeah, because that might be a little too much. This is our chicken stock. Basic chicken stock. It's basically your liquid. Anytime we're cooking in a kitchen, chicken stock, veal stock, beef stock is more like water to us.
Yes.
Instead of adding water, it actually has flavor.
Much more flavor. And if you don't want to make yours homemade, you could do this at home with something you buy at the grocery.
Yeah, definitely. There's nothing too complex about it. It's pretty basic, but chicken stock's a lot better than water because it has lots of flavor to it.
Stay tuned for more from Sands Casino Resort. We're back with more from Sands Casino Resort Bethlehem. Are you using any of the sausages at the restaurant in some of your entrees as well, or is it just starter platters?
We are. Sometimes we do run a special where we'll take the andouille sausage, we'll grind it up and make a country gravy.
Ooh.
So straight country gravy, sausage we cook down, milk, flour, cook down just like you would down south. That we'll put on one of our pork chops.
How about, the rest of your menu?
Biscuits. Yep. We can put it on some biscuits because we make our house-made biscuits that go in our bread basket. So what better way? Country gravy. Andouille sausage, which is spicier, so it tastes a lot better.
And some of your other favorite entrees on the menu?
I'd have
so when I come, I know what to order?
Honestly, I'd have to say that I'm gonna say tuna is my favorite.
The tuna?
Yeah, we have ahi tuna. The way we prepare it is it's actually sesame crusted, pan sear. I like mine as raw as possible, but I still like the nice crust on the outside of it.
You need a little sear.
Yeah, just a little bit. Nothing too crazy because you don't want to cook it all the way through because we use such top quality tuna. It definitely, after we pan sear it, slice it on top of a bed of soba noodles, which is like a buckwheat noodle. It's healthier than eating regular pasta.
Yes.
It's a lot lighter. And then we do like
buckwheat, right?
What's that?
Buckwheat?
Yep. We do a lemongrass and miso broth, which works out perfect because it's kind of an Asian influence, but not so much.
Which works really well with tuna.
Yes, exactly.
So let's get busy on our next step.
This stuff, what we do is we're actually gonna need to grab us a plate because we need to put this stuff in the refrigerator.
Okay.
This we can just let simmer because it'll take quite a while. So we'll let that simmer. Let's put some of this in the fridge because we need to get this cooled down.
So do you get a chance to work with Emerald?
I do. Once a year, twice a year he'll come up. We'll have a special event going on. Usually during the summertime he'll come up. We can throw that in the cooler.
Put it in the fridge?
Yeah.
Cool this down?
And what we need, if you want to grab the pork out of there.
So which cut of meat is this? Is this the pork butt?
So this is the pork butt. Best piece of meat if you're going to make sausage. The good thing about pork butt is there's actually 30% fat. A lot of it's more or less your dark meat. Has more flavor. It's a lot more tender than just a pork chop. So what you do when you're making sausage is you want to cut strips. The most important thing about the sausage and when you're grinding your pork and your fat is to make sure that it's ice cold.
Ice cold.
So what we'll do is we'll cut some strips out of it.
That's a good technique tip that I didn't actually know.
Yeah, what ends up happening is if it's not ice cold, the fat will get so warm that actually it'll start you'll get greasy. You want the fat to actually be mixed into the sausage, not emulsified with it. Yeah.
So speaking of big cuts of meat, what on the menu do you like as far as the steaks go, the chops go?
Yeah, we have
what are your
so
specialties?
many different. We do a 26-ounce porterhouse.
Wow, that's huge.
Yeah, it's definitely a big one. It's a dry aged steak, which means it's been dry aged for about 28 days.
Ton of flavor then.
Yep, lots of flavor, so that should be enough for that.
Okay.
Let's throw that in the freezer.
Into the freezer?
Yep, we're going to go in the freezer with that so we can get it nice and cold. We also need to make sure that our mixing bowl, all the parts that we're using for the mixer are ice cold. This right here is just going to be a grinder. As soon as our meat gets nice and cold, we'll grind the meat, and then we can just mix up our sausage. It's actually pretty simple.
So I think when I come to the restaurant, I'm going to start out with the charcuterie plate. And
yes.
Can I do a tasting and mix it up with some cheese?
Yes, actually
doing some local cheeses now, right, on the menu?
We have Misty Lovely, which is a goat cheese, but it's made feta style.
Yum.
So some people are a little weary because they said that it doesn't taste like goat cheese because it's made feta style, so it has like that tangy flavor to it. So basically right here we have our grinder set up. Has a die in it. We're going to feed the meat through the top.
Okay.
In a little bowl. Then we have our ground pork. So we can turn that on. If you want to catch. Here.
Okay.
You grab that bowl and you catch.
Sounds good.
So I'll set this up here. So we'll take a couple pieces. See, now you know you can make ground pork and sausage with your mixer at home because all you need is a little attachment. Yep. So it just pushes down. Yep, there you go. If you notice when the pork's coming out, it's coming out in bigger pieces. If you were to not freeze it, it would just mush out. You wouldn't see all the little fat pieces.
Yep. As well.
What ends up happening is if your meat's not cold and your fat's not cold, when you go to case it and put it in the casings, it'll start to emulsify, so you have more of a hot dog texture than actually a sausage.
We want sausage.
Yeah, we don't want hot dogs.
I'm going to put this in the fridge then.
Yep.
Stay tuned for more with Chef Stacy Callis. We're back with more from Sands Casino Resort.
Over here on this side, I have a pot of water going that we're actually going to need boiling for our Boudin Noir. So andouille is actually a smoked sausage. So the way that we're going to cook it is we're actually going to put it in the smoker. The Boudin Noir, what we do is we actually poach it. So it doesn't get smoked. The best way to cook it is you boil your water to 180 degrees. Let it go to 180 degree constant temperature. When you drop your sausage in, it's obviously going to drop down in temperature. Let it cook for about 10 minutes till the sausage is about 165 degrees. Take it out, put it in the fridge, and you're ready to go.
Ready to go.
So you can eat it cold if you'd like, or you can just pan fry it, kind of like what you would do with kibasi or something.
Did you have to go through a special training program to learn all this, the sausage making, the charcuterie, the curing methods, and so forth?
No, not necessarily. It was pretty much something that we just took a liking to. Once you start making one, you find out it's so versatile. You can make so many different ones. You make it with turkey. You can make sausage with chicken.
I love chicken sausage.
You can, yeah, turkey is very good for you because it's lean, but you do also add fat to it, so you have to add some kind of pork fat to it.
Okay.
So what we'll do is we'll grab our ground meat, which is ice cold now for us.
How long do you usually like to let it chill in there?
I'd say about an hour or two, just so it's nice and cold. What we're going to do is we're actually going to start off with our andouille. So we're going to take this, we're going to dump the pork in.
So I've got to make sure I have start with the charcuterie and the local cheeses, and then I'm going to move on to maybe the porterhouse or the pork chop that you were talking about.
These are all going to be all of our spices that we're going to put in the andouille. Most people wouldn't know that there's cloves.
This up here. Yeah.
So there's ground cloves in there. We got some ground allspice. Cayenne pepper, which is going to give you a lot more of your spice.
Wow, that's going to be spicy.
Yeah.
Paprika.
Paprika.
Do you use a sweet or a smoky?
Smoked paprika.
Smoked.
Yep. A little bit of cumin mustard, some dried thyme, and some pink curing salt.
Oh, pink curing salt.
Yep. The most important thing to this is it helps so that you don't get botulism.
Secret, special, important ingredient.
Yes. You don't want to eat it and use it for table salt, though. Because it's not good for you. What it does is the nitrates will actually break down in the cooking process, so you won't have to worry about that, so don't ever eat it.
Okay, so this was, what was that you just added?
Just kosher salt.
Just kosher salt? Chopped
parsley. And then we'll take that over to the mixer and we'll mix it up.
Okay.
And then we always add some sort of liquid to it. Let's take this grinder piece off so that we don't have meat coming everywhere. While I get this mixing, if you want to grab the other mixing bowl out of the refrigerator.
Okay.
In there as well as some more ground pork. And I'm gonna have you get the Boudin Noir mix going while I get this mixing. And what you're gonna do is pretty much the same thing we did here with the andouille, is you're gonna go with the meat and all the different spices. The difference with the spices is there's bay leaves in it. There's no cayenne pepper because you don't want it spicy. It still does have the smoked paprika. It still does have the pink curing salt, which you should put in all your sausages.
So some similarities.
Yep. Just a flavor profile, it would be as if you're just making any sort of other dish, like a pasta dish. If you want a different flavor, you just add different spices to it. So I'm gonna go in the fridge with this one and let it chill while we get that one set up. Because before we get the casings going, we are definitely going to make sure that the meat's cold.
Okay, so this is the bay leaf.
Yep, bay leaves. You can go in with smoked paprika.
Smoked paprika, yep. All right. The curing salt. Ooh, that one gets stuck, huh? There it goes.
Here, I'm gonna go
add the oats too. Kosher salt and parsley.
Yep. And then we'll bring that over here, and what we're gonna do is
hand that to you.
Yep, we'll get it mixing, and this is the fun part. This is where we get to add the blood to it. Pork blood is basically used as a binder. It's up to you to decide what kind of texture you'd like on the sausage. If you'd like it very pudding-like, add more pork blood. If you like it more of a firmer, you add less. In the refrigerator, I have some casings in there if you'd like to pull those out.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that color. So where do you get pork blood at for this?
Actually, any of your local butchers. I don't like mine too runny. If you add too much blood, it'll be real soft. And then what we'll do is we'll throw this in the fridge and let that get chilled for us.
There's no mistake about that color there. Look at that.
It's definitely not cranberry sauce. No. So what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna set up our stuffer. So basically we have the same grinder piece. This is a stuffing tube. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take some hog casings, which are pig intestines. We got them soaking in water.
A really long calamari.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll find the opening for one of them. If you could grab me a knife out of the drawer over there.
Sure.
Because I don't think we're going to be able to use this whole entire one because this is pretty big. When you're trying to get the casing onto the stuffer, you want to make sure that it's nice and moist. You don't want to get it too dry. If it's too dry, you'll start getting holes when you're trying to put the sausage in.
Okay.
If you want to grab out the
meat?
Yep, grab the meat.
Which one do you want?
Let's go with the Boudin Noir first. And then right here, what I have is I have some just regular old string. So what we do is, here, you can help me. What you'll do is you'll catch.
Let me get a plate so we have something to put it on.
So what you're going to do is you're just going to go right into the stuffer.
Okay. He's just going to fly out here or what?
Well, the first thing you want to do is you want to fill it up, let it turn on till you actually see it come out the front because you don't want to have no air pockets in there.
Okay.
And then
Can you tell I've never done this before?
Well, see, now you have something to do with your KitchenAid. And what you'll see is I'll start pushing it. You'll see air pockets come out.
Yeah. Look out.
There
oh,
it goes.
There we go.
So what we'll do is we'll stop it, tie a piece of string on the end because you don't want it falling out of the casings.
Where's it going? Right here?
Yep. You're going to hold it at the end and you'll see the sausage come out.
Okay.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready. Here we go.
There you go.
Emerald Chop House Sausage Making 101.
There you go. See,
For
now
the chef's kitchen.
Yeah. Now you can make blood sausage at home. So if you hold it a little bit tighter.
I was going to say, he's skinny.
Yep.
You want him bigger. Okay.
Yeah. Hold it so you feel the casing actually get tight.
Stay tuned for more from Sands Casino Resort. We're back with Chef Stacy Callis of Emerald's Chop House.
I'm going to turn it up now.
Okay.
There it goes. There you go. See, you're going to be a pro at this.
Is he looking like he's supposed to look?
Yep, that's exactly how it looks.
Okay.
So what we're going to do is after we get this all cased, we're going to blanch it. Remember I was telling you we're going to actually poach it in some hot water, get it cooked all the way through. Because then once it's cooked through, you can either eat it cold,
Okay.
or you can pan fry it.
I like it pan fried too.
It's almost like a texture of scrapple, but now you know how to make sausage.
Now I know. Now how do you clip it off here?
So what we'll do is you can just pull it
Oh, look at that.
and then cut it.
It looks pretty good, huh?
Yeah, there you go. So now you have your own.
Do you have to tie the other end?
Yep.
Okay.
Because with the Boudin Noir, because it's such a soft,
Yeah.
you need to tie it off so that it doesn't.
Tie first,
leak
cut
out.
first.
You can cut it.
Okay.
Yeah. And then tie it off with your piece of string.
All right.
I'll wash my hands.
This.
And then our water is actually boiling. Perfect timing.
Good timing. All right, let's get that sausage in there. So we're gonna use this guy, or we're
Yep.
gonna use
throw 'em in.
some of the pre-made. All right, just
Throw
like
'em in.
this. There he
Yep, throw 'em
goes.
in. This is actually when it's done cased.
Oh, okay.
So we'll put all these guys in there just so we can let them cook. And then basically with the andouille, it's the same thing, except for we're not going to poach them. We're going to smoke it.
Yep.
So you'll cold smoke it for about, I'd say like 2 hours. And then you turn the heat up in the smoker and you'll cook it for another hour so it's fully cooked.
Need a
So-
smoker.
Yes, you need a smoker.
Got to go to Emerald's Chop House for that.
Yeah, there's some ones you can find out there, some small ones. Yeah, we do have our own smoker, so we can do all our own bacon, which works out perfect for us. So
Great.
those guys look like they're cooking pretty good.
So how many seats do you have at the Chop House? Is it great for large groups?
It is. We actually one thing that we do that's really cool is we do wine dinners.
Wine dinners.
Yeah. So we
That's
do-
right up my alley.
We
I'm
do
a big
wine
girl.
dinners. The last wine dinner that we did was a champagne dinner, which was around Valentine's Day, so it was perfect.
Very perfect.
Because everybody wants to go out for champagne on Valentine's Day.
Or any day.
Yeah, I can drink champagne any day. So what we do is we have that going. The andouille's the same way. I actually we were talking. We put it in the smoker.
Yep.
The andouille you can eat cold as well, as long as it's fully cooked when you first make it and you cool it down in the refrigerator. You can eat that as well cold. Which one do you want to try first? The blood sausage, since you said that was your favorite.
Yeah, I really do like that. I think that's a great idea. Let's
Okay,
start there.
Awesome.
Chef, this spread looks absolutely beautiful. I can just picture this on one of the tables at your restaurant.
Yes. Actually, this is pretty close to what it looks like. Maybe a party of 20. This would be
Party of
perfect.
20.
I don't know if people can eat that much cheese.
30 maybe.
Yeah. Basically what we have, this is the Boudin Noir that we made.
Okay.
We also have the Andouille, which is over here, which is a spicy one.
Great.
A couple of cheeses that we have on our menu, as well as we have the Maytag blue cheese. This is the goat cheese that I told you about, the Misty Lovely. That tastes more like feta cheese. We have some taleggio. And then we also do, another cool thing that we do is we actually do our own jam. So we take apples and pears, cook it down, and it's a jam that actually goes on the board with a little bit of mustard.
Great. So do you like to eat this with any of the mustards or just by itself?
I would say with some mustard on it.
All right, so we can do that. I would love to taste this. Dig in. Don't let me be the only one tasting here. I'm gonna try the andouille as well.
I can definitely eat that cold.
That flavor is fantastic. Perfect temperature too. Really love it.
Some crackers, some ciabatta.
Ooh, look at that. I'm not gonna be that greedy. Hold on.
That's okay. You can go back.
Ooh, you can taste
Spicy,
that
right?
cayenne. That is fantastic. Oh, wow. And you know what we've got to go with it all? A beautiful glass of Malbec, because I would say Malbec goes great with meat. So cheers to you, Chef Callis. I look forward to coming to Emerald's Chop House at the Sands Casino and Resort.
I look forward to having you.
Thank you.